Start. Okay.
Okay.
Este año eres parte del jurado de la sección oficial del festival. ¿Cómo está siendo la experiencia?
So what's it like to be, this year you're part of the official jury, what's it like, that experience for you?
It's amazing. I'm really grateful and honored to be invited back now a year after and now in the jury, and it's so interesting to watch all these great films in the official selection and also getting the experience of being on the other side. You get a whole new understanding of the festival and everything about it. And the last time I was here was very like whew, like a whirlwind. And then so it's amazing. I feel like I'm landing this time in the festival.
Y claro, el año pasado estuviste, pero estuviste claro, ¿no? En el otro lado. Este año eres jurado, entonces la experiencia ¿cómo está siendo? Diferente, bueno, es diferente, ¿no? Ahora estar en el otro lado.
So it's a different experience for you now, obviously you're on the other side. In what way is it different?
I mean, I'm not nervous, first of all.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Yes, it doesn't become personal in that sense, because I mean, last time I was here with something that I created that I had to present to the world. This time I'm on the other side. I think in many ways a very privileged place to be, where I'm just watching and experiencing and absorbing other people's work of art. So I think it's two very, very different experiences. And I'm having such a great time with the jury, also a wonderful group of very smart, interesting people.
Oh.
Yeah.
¿Conocías al jurado o el trabajo del jurado antes del festival?
Had you ever worked as a jury member before before coming here? No.
I have, yes, but not in such a big festival. Yeah, this is and also the time that we spend here, you really get to be absorbed by the festival and get a much better feeling of it than I did last year. Last year was very quick. I was only here for in and out for 3 days, and this time it's like,
More time.
Yeah.
Bueno, también eres directora de cine y escribes guiones. ¿Qué crees, no, hoy en día con el cine que debe tener un buen guión para triunfar?
So you're a film director and you write screenplays. What do you think a good screenplay needs nowadays to triumph in cinema?
I think, first of all, a filmmaker, the most important thing is that you have a voice. And you have a story that is very important for you to tell, that it's a need more than a want. I think for me that is the most important thing. When I watch a film and I feel there's a voice behind that really wants to communicate, that resonates with me. And then I believe in experimenting, and for the filmmaker to go their own way, throw themselves out over the cliff, and sometimes they will land on the stomach and it's not going to work. But if you don't risk, no masterpiece can come out of anything.
I love your answer. So much. Hemos visto que has vivido en diferentes países, ¿no? Oriente Medio, bueno, eres danesa y vives en Nueva York. ¿Cómo es rodar en estos diferentes países, en cada uno de ellos?
So she's seen that you've lived in different places, different parts of the world. You live in New York, you're Danish. What's it like working in different parts of the world? What does that give to a person?
Yes, I have lived in many different places. I grew up in Denmark and in Saudi Arabia. So I have at a very early age been exposed to many different cultures, many different ways of thinking and living life. And now I live in New York, as you mentioned. I think it gives me personally it gives me a broad understanding of the world. I am very interested in understanding and not judging or canceling as we have a big culture right now, it's all about canceling, and I believe in trying to communicate and trying to see the other side, because no one is evil, no one is doing anything actually to hurt other people. They end up hurting people, but there's always a reason why they're doing what they do, and I think in order for the world to be a better place, we need to try to understand each other more. Yes. As for working, I mostly work in Denmark, so I travel back and forth a lot to Denmark, but I think for me, just writing in another country, in another place, because I mean you can write anywhere, it gives me a distance to Denmark, and I think I'm able to tell stories from there, from an insider and outsider.
Y bueno, como danesa, ¿cómo ves el cine hoy en día en ese país?
And so, as a Danish person, how do you see the cinema in your own country nowadays? How is it?
I actually think we are about to go in a good direction. I think there are more risks being taken. I think in Denmark everything is made through the Danish Film Institute, and I think right now there is a willingness to experiment more and to fund films which are trying something different. I think something good is happening in the Danish film industry.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Yes.
Y bueno, este año, bueno, en el Festival de Cine se traen tanto cine como series. Y tú has hecho, por ejemplo, una serie para Netflix, ¿no? ¿Cómo ha sido la experiencia, ¿no? de grabar una serie como es Equinox?
So this year in the film festival we've got mainly movies, of course, but there are TV series, and you've directed a TV series. What was that experience like?
I think making TV is very different from making films. The Equinox was based on a podcast actually that I made first, and then I took that podcast and I turned it into a TV show. I think the way that you tell a story in a TV series is different. You need different beats. You don't have that much time. People will change the channel, or like it goes very fast and they pick something else. Where in cinema, you have time to start the story in a more slow building up way. Where in the TV structure is completely different. You need start right away, and then you can sneak in the building up when you have caught the people. I really enjoyed doing both, but I think deep inside my heart is in cinema. It is. But every story has to be told. It's not the same stories that work in TV that work in film. So it all depends on the idea and the story, and some are made for longer series and some is a film.
Muy bien. Y bueno, ¿cómo os organizáis en el jurado, ¿no? Para poner en conjunto las ideas y ver las películas y demás?
So while you're working on the jury, how do you organize yourselves? How do you get together to talk about the ideas and things like that? What's the kind of setup?
So we watch 3 films a day. And after each film, we all concentrate a little bit and write some notes. And then we of course we talk a little bit during the day, but we have official meetings where we meet and we discuss the films. So we are constantly talking about the films that we just saw, and then on Friday we will have the big deliberation of when we've seen all the films. Yeah.
That's right. Y bueno, el año pasado estuviste aquí, pero aparte de eso, ¿cuál es tu relación con la ciudad de San Sebastián?
So you were here, she said she knows you were here last year. Do you have any other link to San Sebastian? Have you been here before outside of the film festival experience?
I have been here once. When I was living in New York. It was in my early 20s. I was working in a Basque restaurant.
Oh,
yeah. And at the Basque restaurant, I met these 2, Laura and Lorenzo, who were from Bilbao, but they had a place in San Sebastian. And I was traveling the summer, and I came to Bilbao, visit them. I took the bus from Barcelona, and then we went to San Sebastian for one day, and smoked a lot of weed and ate pinchos.
That's great.
That's the combination.
Yes.
Well,
Well, so that is my experience of San Sebastian, and of course I loved it.
that's great. Qué bien. A unique experience.
A unique experience, yes. And I don't know where Lorenzo and Laura are today. It was before we lost contact, but I hope they're well.
Y bueno, hoy en día que hay tanto cine, ¿no? En los festivales y que después de pues, lo que hemos vivido, ¿no? ¿Cómo ves el futuro del cine?
So there's after what we've lived with the pandemic and all that sort of thing, and nowadays all of a sudden there's lots of cinema, there's lots of stuff going on. How do you see the future of cinema?
I'm very optimistic about the future of cinema. I feel that we have had years where it's been slow, and also with TV exploding in this sense. But I think also because of the pandemic, we have a need to watch art again, and I think maybe we're more patient. So I'm very optimistic about the art film, and also the whole idea of coming back into the cinemas, the movie theaters, meeting as human beings and having a common experience together, opposed to sitting at home and just watching your own TV show. I think the experiences are so different, and I think we as humans are longing to have human connections and human experiences. So I'm very optimistic on the future of cinema.
That's great. Sí. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I love the interview. What you said is great. I love your answer. And thank you so much.
Thank you.
Muchas gracias también a ti por tu trabajo.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry for ignoring you.
I'm used to it.
Yes.
It's
I enjoyed it.